Alright, use triangle ABC and the law of cosines to answer the question. Given that the measure of angle B is equal to 13 degrees, the length of AB is equal to 13 units, the length of BC is equal to 18 units, and the length of AC equals to B units, what is the approximate value of B? Okay, so law of cosines, just to sum it up real fast, law of cosines. You're finding a side length in a non-right triangle. You are required to have the angle opposite the side length you want to find the measure of, and then you have to have the side lengths, the two side lengths that create the angle. So to explain this, for law of cosines, we are finding a side length in a non-right triangle. There's no 90-degree angles in here, which is true. We're trying to find length B. The angle opposite the side length you want to find the measure of, we have to know that, which we do. It's 13 degrees. And then we have to have the two side lengths that create the angle. Well, we have this side length and this side length, which is the side lengths that create that angle. So we have 13 and 18. So what this is going to be is I'm going to explain the relationship of the law of cosines. So again, the law of cosines, a squared, so a side length equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of our angle A. So this is how our relationship goes. Notice that in this, we're looking for the length of little a, and we have the angle of opposite it, which is big A. And then we have the other two side lengths. So we're going to just use substitution on this. We're looking for side length little b, so that's the side length we're looking for. We have the two side lengths that create the angle, so we have 13 squared and 18 squared. So then we have 13, not 2 13, so that's a multiplication right there. 2 times 13, and this will be in parentheses. 2 times 13 times 18 times the cosine of the angle opposite the side length we want, which is 13 degrees. Alright, so that's how we would substitute it again. So it's the side length I want, being squared, is equal to the remaining two side lengths, so 13 squared plus 18 squared, minus, in parentheses, 2 times those side lengths again, 13 times 18, times cosine of the angle opposite the side length I want to find. So that's 13 degrees. And then I would just copy this and paste it into our symbol lab. Okay, this didn't keep the squares, which that's an easy fix. You just make sure that those twos are deleted and that they are squared. Alright, and then this will show us. So it says to multiply this. We're going to multiply 2 times 13 times 18 to end up with 468 times the cosine of 13. And then 13 squared right here is 169, so that's how they went from right here to right here. And then 18 squared is 324, so that's how they went from 18 squared to 324 right there. And then they're going to add these numbers, 169 plus 324, to end up with 493. And so they added it, they just rearranged it. And then they took the square root of both sides because this b was being squared. And then to find the decimal form, it's going to be, since it's a length, it's going to be the positive solution. So it's going to be 6.08, and it says to round to the nearest tenth. So how I think of it is 8 closer to 10 or to 0? And it's closer to 10, so it'll be 6.1. And that 0, I guess that's where I got my 10 from. The 0 is implied. So we have 6.1 right there for our solution.